Hello everyone, I am the James with the games, and again I am the only person that's part of the missing members, and I will probably be so for the foreseeable future. I first off want to explain where I've been for the last 3 years, since the last time I uploaded anything was almost 3 years ago today. Well, let me begin with going ahead and taking part of the blame for that myself, which is that this thing has gone ahead and consumed most of my life. And as anyone online probably knows, mobile games are probably the bane of anyone's existence who is a completionist. And because of that, I have simply put, I've gotten distracted from trying to game, and I am trying my best right now to get back into recording everything. The second reason is that I just want to say, if I remember correctly, a month after I posted my last video, which was back in August of 2016, was that my dad's wife went ahead and prevented me from using their basement in order to record videos. And if anyone has ever tried to record video off of a laptop on their bed, they would know that it is very, very painful to do. Because the fact that, simply put, I had to lean over like this the entire time, and it did not look good or sound good whatsoever. And also due to that argument, she insisted that I move out and I go ahead and get my own place. As you can see, I am in my own place now, in which I had to move on my birthday in 2017. At that point, part of the main thing was that we had to remodel most of the house because the previous owner was a actually no, he wasn't retired, but he was an active firefighter, so there was a ton of soot and ash in the carpets here, and it made me incredibly allergic. And we had to redo pretty much all parts of this house so that way, well, not house, this is a and after going ahead and moving and having everything done, one of my main things was that before I started re-recording things again, I wanted to first off get a webcam like I have right now, because I'm the sort of person that you hear a lot of larger YouTubers saying that they went ahead and built things from early beginnings to what setup they have right now. I'm the sort of person that my mind cannot do that unless my setup is to the point where I can get things done easily. My mind will prevent me from going ahead and doing so. So one of the things was that I was going ahead and waiting for because of me and my dad bought this gigantic armoire, which I am going to go ahead and take the camera off of this and show this to you. This is my armoire. This thing got here on January 19th of 2018. I want you to keep that date in mind, and let me re-put this doggone thing back up here. Derp. Derp. There we go. I don't have a better way of doing that. I apologize if anyone out there knows a better way that I could have shown that. But we had this thing entirely refurbished and had basically the coating done on it so that it's this nice dark brown color that it is right now. And we had power strips put into 3 power strips put into it, so that way I could plug everything in I needed to. But remember when I said that this was finished on January 19th of 2018? Well, on January 16th of 2018, I got in a car wreck and I broke my right femur. And to prove that I'm not lying, if I can go ahead and get my leg up on this table to sew the darn stitches, or I can go ahead and move the camera, which will probably be easier if I can get the camera off. There we go. Derp. There is, hard to bloody see. Stitches there, stitches there, and I am sitting on my microphone cord, and I have a set of stitches that are up here, way up on my hip, way up there. Ay, ay, ay. In all honesty, the doctors that looked at me when I went in after the car wreck basically said I had the single most lucky break for a compound fracture that they had ever seen, because of somehow I both did not have the bone puncture the skin, and I didn't have it puncture any internal blood vessels, yet it broke into 3 separate pieces. If I had the x-rays right now, I would love to show them. But because of this, I couldn't walk unassisted for well over, if I remember correctly, 7 or 8 months. And I believe it wasn't until like October that I could walk unassisted without even a cane. Excuse me. And due to that, and because of the armoire that I showed you a minute ago, when it was delivered here, wasn't delivered here, it was delivered over there. So I had to ask my work friend John to help me move it because of I couldn't frickin' walk at the time. Sorry about the jump cut. Because the fact that I've had to go ahead and split this into 3 different parts, so you'll notice jump cuts within this. And the reason I'm making this 3rd section is because of the fact I forgot to tell a part of the entire story earlier. But anyways, in addition to getting in a car wreck on January 16th of last year, when I got home, and note I was using a walker at the time, that I got up to my laptop and the entire thing was basically on the fritz. I basically asked John from work to go ahead and take it to Micro Center to get it repaired. Unfortunately, my father, who's my boss, decided to go ahead and tell him, no, take it to this guy named Cupper Computer. And he went ahead, he lollygagged around on fixing the thing. He didn't fix it right. And after not fixing it right and lollygagging it around on the repair, note that it was a repair that should have taken less than a week to fix. Instead, he lollygagged over 6 weeks on it, and after this was done, and I found out, because of the repair that he did something wrong in which the laptop would not read the onboard video card, which meant that half of everything on the computer would not work. And you can guess that why that would be a big problem for gaming reasons. But after this, he tried to fix it again. He fried the motherboard. Again, if you know anything about computers, you know how big of a deal that would be. And after frying the motherboard, he basically spends several weeks going ahead and trying to find one on eBay. And because of the fact you can't find prior motherboards on eBay because of it's one of those sorts of things that it's continuously phased out of existence, it ends up going ahead and he waits. And note, by this time it's been probably a good 4 or 5 months since my laptop was originally dropped off to him. He basically offers me a deal of building me a new PC for $1,200. At that point, I didn't have the money to pay him that. It took me another couple of months in order for me to resave enough money for me to go ahead and have enough money to give to him. And afterwards, I found this really interesting. Basically, a few days after I gave him the money, he got in a car wreck himself, and then a few days after he was released from the hospital, he was arrested. So I basically went ahead and gave him $1,200, and I will never see that money again. Thankfully, my father, because the fact this was partially his fault, he went ahead and spent $2,200 of his own money to buy me a much better PC, which is what I'm using right now. But that's part of the entire story that I forgot to mention earlier. I didn't get this new PC until it was either right before or right after New Year's, because of Christmas was kind of miserable for me because of my father took me down to my Aunt Jamie's. No, not Aunt Jamie, Aunt Erin. Ay, ay, ay. And my Aunt Erin has either 3 or 4 dogs, I forget which. I'm incredibly allergic. So the entire time I was down there, my allergies were so on the fritz I was completely and utterly miserable. It took me probably a good week or 2 before I was like, okay, I feel better now. But anyways, that's me going ahead and adding onto the story that I forgot to mention earlier that should hopefully make it a little bit more comprehensive. Anyways, also tell me if you like this lighting setup better or if you prefer the one I used earlier, because of I don't know how in the world this will look after everything's said and done. So anyways, back to past me now. But after this, when I finally went at, if you paid attention in there, I have a HD GameCube, I have an HD N64, and an HD Super Nintendo in there. Which, thank you so much, Patrick from HDRGB.com. And I got those from my bonus this year from tax season. Yes, I do taxes. And after I got everything set up, I had everything hooked into this. This is an Elgato capture card. And when I had them hooked into this, I got no video output off of any of my consoles. Any of them. I have 6 consoles hooked up in there. Yes, 6. And none of the 6 of them had any video output when run through this. And also thanks Patrick again for giving me the information on this, which is that I got a hoppage, and that has actually allowed me to go ahead and get good video output off of the GameCube, the Wii, and the PS3. The other three consoles, the PS2, the Super Nintendo, and the N64, right now, I am getting an error saying video output not, video resolution not supported, and I don't know how to fix that yet. But either way, I hope that I'll be able to record more regularly soon. Right now, I hope to find it work an extra extension cord tomorrow, because of after hooking everything up, which I have finally done, I go ahead and I realize I am one outlet short, because if I can't plug in my gigantic 10 terabyte external hard drive to go ahead and save all these recordings to. Because of with how much I'll probably be recording, it will not be efficient to go ahead and put these into my main PC hard drive. And besides that, the other reason that I decided to actually record this today when everything isn't done is that I have two people here that I wanted to go ahead and show to you all. As soon as they come over here and walk in shot. Say hello to my mother and her mother. Either way, I know I'm not a big YouTuber yet, and I hope that this has been some consolation to someone who has cared enough to wonder where in the world I am. And hope to see you all soon.
Wait. We care too. We care where you've been, and we were wondering if anybody wants to see any of our scars.
Okay, I'm leaving that in because that was too funny. But either way, feel free to come aboard the Starship LP, no matter if you're a hero, villain, or NPC. Feel free to come take a ride, so long as you don't go ahead and upset the navigator. See you all next time.